Two disciples of Riffa have entered the arena. Now, I believe maybe Riffa is our player bumblebarq, and Rifarius is Raziel in this instance.
I believe so. I mean, it would make sense given that I don't think I've seen bumblebarq play anyone other than Byte and Barq.
I did actually catch them playing something else the other day.
Oh,
the
that's
other week,
fair.
maybe.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually tell you who. It definitely happened though.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, the thing is, as well, the interesting thing about Byte and Barq is like, he's mostly considered like the lowest rated character in the game in terms of tier lists. He's a very tricky character to use, because obviously you're gonna have Barq like periodically sending in some punches, and also enabling overall Byte's movement, but he's also like one hit away from being knocked out every time. And it's
it's tricky, but it's one of the benefits as well. You can use them as a little shield so that you can actually maneuver around it. Misango has a similar piece of tech you can work around that's incredibly helpful, and certainly seem to have done bumblebarq some favors in this first round.
Yeah. I don't exactly know the frame data in terms of Barq's knockdown. I think it might be like 3 or 4 seconds, which is like humongous in a fighting game, mind you.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'll have to check on the wiki. Because Arms Wiki is getting better and better at getting the frame data, honestly, for those things.
It seems about 4 seconds. A similar amount of time to Max Broth's Super Armor Upkeep. Yep. Nice. Resetting the camera there just to make sure they guaranteed get that tribal land is super sensible.
Yeah. And on the other side, I would argue like Tribal and Triblast are some of the best arms in the game, like especially Triblast, but even Tribal, having that stun attribute and just that very quick option. But we do have a win confirmed coming in from Raziel here.
Very fine win confirmed. Tried to get a little chip on extra on the grab as well. For those who are new in the audience, you can't actually get those grabs out of the air, but they do add additional chip damage to someone free falling. We did see bumblebarq try and get one of those confirms off of one of his previous punches in the other round as well.
Yeah,
and that damage does add up.
Yeah, it's like an extra 20, which can make the difference between essentially killing your opponent and not. So always nice to have that. But be careful, both players in critical, and yeah, it's going to be a rush slug out. bumblebarq is only going to get the chip damage and the last hit of that Tribal Rush. But then Barq coming in for the assist and securing victory for bumblebarq.
BS first round for bumblebarq. Raziel seemed to find his feet a little better on that second round. So I'm curious to see how this is going to chew up in round 2.
I am indeed very curious to see what is going to happen next. Because it did look like Raziel was getting their feet in the pool essentially during this game. The problem is that it's still first to 2, so you have to get those feet in the pool really quick. Which is not like great in most situations.
Oh, wait, hold on, I haven't done the stage! Oh, we're staying on mouse though, okay, it's okay.
It's fine, it's a run back,
I just saw the chat. I was like, that was very quick. It's okay, panic averted. Actually, I just realized, I don't think we saw the trampoline come out in the last game, did we?
Yeah, no, we didn't. To be fair, those are not exactly characters who do a lot in terms of opening that trampoline. Like, there are definitely characters with like very like slam heavy grabs, which are much better for opening the trampoline as well. I don't think these two characters are that good at that.
No, I don't think so. And actually, something interesting to touch on here, especially when we're talking about light arms with prongs, like the Treble and then the Hydra and the like, and just how quickly Raziel chipped up some damage there on... gosh, it's so hard not to say Riffa looking at these names. bumblebarq shield. Charging versus uncharging is actually a very interesting topic. For those in the audience who are unaware, charging arms adds an elemental effect to them usually, and additional effect to some characters. But sometimes it is actually the more optimal choice not to charge your arms. For arms with bolts, like the Hydra on Raziel and the Tribolt on bumblebarq, the bolts become a single punch. on a charged arm, which can be broken, but when they are uncharged, they actually stay as their own separate entities, which means they can work around punches and blocks. And especially in some instances, that's an incredible access to some extra damage and to counter some blocking. But Raziel coming in with a fierce start on this second game.
Yeah, that's the thing. Having those 3 separate arms is what makes Hydra such a good anti-air, essentially. We do have the Ice Dragon coming out from bumblebarq right now. Coming in perhaps with an attempt at getting those freezes, but the problem with the Ice Dragon is that it is so slow, so it's kind of hard to position safely overall, in my opinion.
100%. Yeah, it's a tricky arm to work with. It's got a lot of funny uptime as well, especially if you don't land your hit. It can put you in a slightly tricky position against some of those faster arms like the Hydra or the bolts, or even against the boomerang that Raziel's wielding. But it can be vicious and actually can do some extra blocking work if deployed correctly as well.
Yeah, to be fair, I do think that Tribal does a lot to actually cover the Ice Dragon overall. Like, essentially having that quick option in order to cover that lingering laser overall that is going to block your movement, it's so good in my opinion in terms of combination. But unfortunately, not good enough to get past Raziel, and we are going to go once again into a game 3.
I'm going to make sure I'm looking at Discord this time so that I don't accidentally miss the stage.
Yeah. I don't think we have DSR, if I remember correctly. I don't think we have DSR, so technically they could go back on Mozo.
Yeah, if they agree to, or if it's not put on, I believe so. I might be wrong about that. It's been a little while since I've played in a tournament.
Yeah, we're going to go to
going, which is funnily enough, Byte and Barq stage.
Indeed.
He's feeling the sun.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, what you were saying about the Ice Dragon is super true, and that's why you tend to see that on a lot of people who run that setup. Riffa, for instance, on my Cobra where I run Ice Dragon, it's the same thing. I run Popper instead, just for a lot of extra confirmed space and a bit of zoning potential. But yeah, they cover themselves really, really well.
Yeah, it's just good synergy, and immediately the anti-air in order to knock down bumblebarq off of this Barq. So funny to see
Riffa's going particularly vicious here with the Roaster in addition. Roaster extends very quickly for a glove, which is a lovely feature, but it does require all aiming because it has no tracking on it whatsoever.
Yeah, that's kind of a drawback, but still, because of that speed and because of it having some good power to back it up as well, I believe it's like 160 damage, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a really meaty hit to take.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely one of the best arms in the game, if you know how to aim it. Now, also talking of things that you might not know if you're not used to arms, as a reminder, you can play without motion controls. Like,
I didn't even think about that.
It's like we need to remind people because all the marketing was around the motion controls, but you can play, and most players play without the motion controls. You just like pick up a GameCube controller or a Pro controller, and it works very well, honestly. You don't get like the independent. You don't get independent aiming on your arms as much, but you get consistency in return.
Absolutely. Riffa's an example of an amazing player who does play motion. I couldn't say for anyone else specifically in EU, but yeah, control is very, very consistent and has good results still. Some people actually play claw grip, which I think is wonderful. It's a little strange for this game.
Yeah. And as we were talking, like Raziel has completely destroyed bumblebarq to move on to winners round 3. Short top 8, winner's side.
Double roaster there.